Well, hello, Indie Warriors. Old Gamer Joe here. You don't get to see me on camera too often, do ya? Well, yeah, here I am. And the truth is, I've kind of been hiding from the camera a little bit because I got this weird... Oh, man, this is weird to, like, figure out which side is which. Either way, I had this weird mole under my eye, and turns out it's not cancerous or anything, so that was the good news. The bad news is they needed to freeze blast this bad boy, and now it's turning all sorts of weird colors, and it's supposed to fall off in the next couple days, but actually that's not the real reason. I haven't been on camera, but it's really the beard, okay? It's getting quite beardy, I must say. Either way, welcome everybody back to I Dream of Indie Games. I brought a friend here. It's like the scariest toy ever, isn't it? No, seriously, we're here to talk about the Nintendo Partner Direct that took place just a few hours ago at the time of this recording, and they've released a ton of information on some upcoming indies, some of which are available for you to play right freaking now. So there was some confusion, and I did have to have a laugh scrolling through the comments on this Direct. Some people were actually, despite Partner being in the title of this video, expecting Nintendo exclusive announcements, which is just insane to me, but that's the level of dumb that's out there, folks. Some people really actually believe they were going to be announcing new Mario games and all this stuff for the Nintendo Switch, which, number one, the Nintendo Switch is probably in its last year, and number two, this was a Partner Direct, very clearly, so I don't really understand people. Either way, little rant aside, let's get into it. We're only going to be talking about the indie releases specifically here. We're not going to talk about any of the AAA games. Obviously, this is an indie channel, another thing people sometimes get confused about, even though I Dream of Indie, it's right in the title. But again, I digress. Let's get into some of the really exciting announcements that were shown during this Nintendo Direct. The first game they mentioned was called Grounded. Now, Grounded is a game that actually released back in 2022, September 27th, according to the Steam page. I have not played this myself. Seems to be kind of a survival thing in the backyard. It kind of reminds me of that movie A Bug's Life. Either way, this is interesting because it's coming from Xbox Game Studios. Yes, this game was published by Xbox, so it's heading over to Nintendo Switch. Just more showing you that Xbox is really pushing to get their games everywhere. And it seems like, generally speaking, fans really enjoyed this title. It has an 83 average on Metacritic. I'm not much to read into Metacritic myself. Obviously, if you've seen this channel, you know that. But overall, it seems like people had a positive opinion of this title. So if you're into this style of gameplay, it's nice that it's coming to Nintendo Switch. It will be an option. You could definitely see the graphical hit it took in the trailer. But hey, it's an option. Probably won't be quite as noticeable when playing in handheld mode, at least. Hopefully the performance is halfway decent as well. I wouldn't expect 60 FPS here or anything. You're probably getting a locked 30 if you're lucky, but either way, a nice little option if Switch is your only available console. Alright, the next announcement was a really exciting one, especially if you were a fan of Ender Lilies, because, well, it's getting a sequel. So you Dark Souls fans out there, Metroidvania fans, you should be pumped about Ender Magnolia. Bloom in the Mist is what they're calling this. And it looks like more of the same. That same great chilling dark art style is back. The gameplay, just the story, all of the mystery around it. Looks really good so far, in my opinion. I know we have a ton of Ender Lilies fans in our Discord community and here on the channel. We hear about it all the time in the comments. We featured it, I believe, on multiple videos at this point. So really cool that that game was successful enough to get a sequel. Unfortunately, there was no concrete release date for it just yet, and obviously this is going to be on other platforms, including PC, just like pretty much every game on this list, I believe, except one. But either way, they are saying 2024, so that's exciting. You will be able to play Ender Magnolia Bloom in the Mist this year. Following that announcement was Arranger, a role puzzling adventure. As far as a release date for this one, they're just saying this summer for now. So again, a 2024 release at the least, but no concrete date. Following that, we got a deeper look at World of Goo 2, which is a follow-up to a game that goes all the way back to 2008. It was a really fun, addicting, physics-based puzzler. Wow, it's been a long time since we've had a World of Goo game, so this is exciting. I think it looks every bit as good as that original title did. I'm actually a big fan of the original World of Goo. Hey, I've been around a long time. I remember when it launched in 2008. I remember a lot farther back than that. So personally, I'm looking forward to to meshing some goo balls together all these years later. And interesting here, just when you thought the Switch was done getting indie exclusives, this is gonna be a timed exclusive. The Nintendo Switch will get this title first, and they've announced a release date at last. That's gonna be May 23rd, 2024. It seems like Nintendo ponied up a little bit of money to get that timed exclusive. And another exclusive feature, the Switch version of the game will have 4-player co-op available. So sounds like this will be the way to go if you're looking forward to playing World of Goo 2. You won't have to wait all that much longer. Next up, a game that's probably more fringe indie, more in that AA niche category, but it's Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time. I gotta be honest, I'm pretty dumb when it comes to knowing anything about Fantasy Life. I'm just not all that familiar with this franchise. Kinda has the look of an Animal Crossing style game to me. Looks like you'll be gathering a ton of resources, chopping trees, doing all of that fun, cozy stuff that y'all are either really into or you're not. I'm not so much the cozy gamer here, but hey, here's a Fantasy Life if you really enjoy this style of gameplay. Moving on from that is one of the more exciting announcements, at least for me anyways. Another Crab's Treasure got a release date, and we won't have to wait all that long, folks. I've been really looking forward to this title because I'm the type of guy that really enjoys the world of Souls games. I like the lore, the dark atmosphere, but I suck at them. I'm not really good at overly difficult games. How would I ever bring you great gaming coverage if I was just playing one game dying over and over again? So when Another Crab's Treasure announced that it was going to be a more accessible Souls game, I was super excited. Plus, I love crabs, and I got my hands on the demo for this, really enjoyed it. You can actually whip out this giant gun and troll Souls bosses, taking them down in one shot. I just love everything about this title. We got an extended look at it. It's looking even better. It seems to have come a long ways even since that demo was initially released quite a few months ago now, and it's going to be April 25th, 2024, so just a few more months we'll be enjoying Another Crab's Treasure. Now that's something that you don't have to be crabby and upset about. Another kind of surprising announcement out of nowhere was Penny's Big Breakaway. This kind of looks like a cool 3D style platformer. It comes from the folks that brought us Sonic Mania. It looks like you have this spring or yo-yo device that kind of just circles around you and attacks foes, but it also kind of leads into the platforming sections of this game. Looks like there's 11 levels in total and just a ton of different enemies and some cool bosses to take down as well. Also with some really neat looking abilities to learn along the way. This trailer was very well made, showing off some of the action, whether you're swinging, jumping, all that kind of thing. Everything you would expect in a platformer style game. The really cool announcement here though was that this game is available right now. You can pick it up right away, and I was wondering if it was just strictly on Nintendo Switch, but I did head over to the Steam page, and actually yes, there is a Steam version of the game available as well. That's personally where I'll be picking this one up, just because I enjoy playing on Steam Deck more, and I like building my library on Steam, but both options are there. Seems early on anyways, from people that have played it, it's on the positive trend, but of course, Steam reviews, who the hell knows? People post reviews with like 0.3 playtime sometimes, and you don't really have any idea what to trust there. So I would probably filter it like a member of our Discord actually recommended this to me. It's a good idea. You can actually filter out gameplay time apparently on Steam. I didn't know this. So you can get rid of the people that have only played like 30 or 40 minutes of a game and maybe get better opinions that way. But either way, the best way to get an opinion is of course to keep it locked here to I Dream of Indie Games. Maybe I'll play this one and share some more thoughts on it, but you should check it out for sure. It is available right now. Let me check out the price here. $29.99. So a $30 game. Looks like a lot of fun. You'll have to let me know if you're picking this one up today or down the road. Another quick announcement that Nintendo threw out there was that Suika Game was going to get a multiplayer mode expansion pack. This game is quite popular out there. Cute little fruit puzzle game. I know a lot of streamers have been enjoying playing it quite a bit. So the more the merrier. The fact that it can be played 2-player now is really neat. I always love when they add co-op to games, but hopefully you just launch your game with co-op. Either way, it's good that they've gone and done this. Devolver Digital up next. This was really exciting because we've been waiting to hear an announcement on the release date for Pepper Grinder, which is just phenomenal based on everything I've played so far. Yes, we did indeed get a release date. If you're not familiar with Pepper Grinder yet, it is kind of an interesting platformer of sorts where you actually are digging through dirt a lot of the time using your drill device. Not a long wait at all here, folks. March 28th. you will be playing Pepper Grinder. Following that was just a quick sizzle reel of some indies that will be coming soon, including Snufkin, Melody of Moomin Valley. That's going to be a release from Raw Fury. And also, not at all an indie, but I just gotta say, they did show Contra Operation Galuga, Konami game, though it doesn't really look AAA at all at this point, and what even is Contra at this point. But either way, I just have to say, I don't think this game looks very good. I'm sorry, Contra fans out there. I'm not gonna pass full judgment until I play it, obviously, but everything I've seen out of this new Contra just looks kind of beat down, to be honest, and I just feel like indies have done this style of game better. But hey, we'll see when it finally launches. Not long now, March 12th. We'll be playing a new Contra, for better or worse. They also showed that Pentiment would be coming to the Nintendo Switch, available tomorrow, or if you're watching this that day, it's available now. But that's another one from Xbox Game Studios, just showing their continued partnership with Nintendo there. And then the last big announcement that they had for this Direct as pertains to indies was Endless Ocean Luminous, which will be launching May 2nd, 2024 this year. I'm a little scared of the ocean myself, and I've never gotten into this series, but if you love exploring the depths, there's over 500 different types of creatures for you to find underneath the waters. I'm terrified myself, but I've heard from multiple people in our Discord community that they're really excited about this. This one's also going to have online multiplayer to 30 players, in fact, so that should be interesting. At least you won't feel quite so alone with other online players if you have to dive into the ocean. This series has been around a while, dating back to the original Wii, and then there was a sequel, Endless Ocean 2 Blue World. I believe that was around 2010. It's been a while, but fans wait no longer. And that's how this Direct ended, folks. So what did you think? Are you excited for any of the indies that they talked about? Maybe not any grand slam out of the park games, but some really cool indies that have me excited. I'm looking forward to playing them this year. I hope you are as well. As always, we appreciate you supporting independent content here at I Dream of Indie Games. I can't wait to hear what you think. Very exciting times as 2024 begins to heat up. Be sure to check out our Patreon over at patreon.com/idreamofindiegames if you'd like to support independent content and help us further. As always, like and subscribe. I'll see you on the channel for more great indie gaming content. Maybe I'll shave next time, but actually I'm trying to cosplay Gandalf this year, so I'm working on it, all right? Talk to you all later. Voice to the voiceless.